Chapter 3. Remnants of Affection. I've got this, best girlfriend. The robot who pulled me from a dumpster springs from my side, grappling past the heavy fire raining down on our cover. We're outnumbered, with the useless qualifier we had as our third, having gotten himself shot earlier. They're on the move. I rush to join him when a charge fills the air. My vision begins to shake. It's Crypto and his EMP. If I can strike him or that pesky drone of his down. It all goes black for a moment, then my visuals gradually return. However, what lies in front of me is not the Apex games, but a distant memory. I'm saying there isn't any way to make this go any faster. Peck is the one with all the resources. If you want the Branthium, you shut your mouth and you keep sitting on your hands until I tell you it's time to go. I lean back in my chair with a sigh. Idiots. All of them. Making a move prematurely would leave us with nothing. And I'm not about to lose the last payday I'll ever need. Dr. Reed? Turning my desk chair, I see the blue eyes of Newton Summers peering around the office door under his telltale reddish-blonde mop. Newton, come in. He enters carrying a large cardboard box with the ease of a ground man. Of course, he'd sprout up like a weed over the past few years. I see the move is going well. I guess you can say that. I feel less stressed than you look. Are you okay? Fine. Just having an off day. How is the new place? It's filled with boxes, but I'm settling in. Still have a lot of cleaning to do at the old place, though. And I'm on my own since Granny's back on planet side. Speaking of which, I found a bunch of things in Mum's stuff I thought you might want. He places the box down on my desk and I glance inside. There are various items inside that I'd forgotten about over the years. Pictures of Dr. Summers and I at the lab, a faded news article about our work. And these were your mother's? Noon's face flushes when he sees the item in my hands. A quality pair of nunchaku with engraved black handles. No, they're mine. I got them when I was 14 and thought you could use them. I saw them in the window and begged Granny for weeks to buy them for me. And I may have leaned on being sad about Mum a little bit. I can't just throw them away after I made Granny feel so bad. You played your grandmother for nunchaku? It was a phase that you caused, by the way. You always looked so practical with swords and knives and nunchucks. I thought I could do it too, but I gave up the second I hit myself in the face. I shouldn't have let you tag along with me when I went to the gym. Oh, don't say that. Those trips meant that I got to spend time with you. Don't pretend like you won't enjoy having me around every day when I start my internship. Lillian was the one who insisted after you asked her about it. I just feel like it's something I have to do. Remember that dream I told you I had? About Mum? About how she was trying to get back to me? She's gone, Newton. I know. That's what everyone says, but what if she's not? We think black holes are dangerous because of the way they consume. Except we don't actually know what happens beyond that. Maybe Mom came out the other side somehow. Maybe I can see her again one day. If she's out there somewhere, I want to finish her work, if it'll help her get back. And if she isn't, then at least I'll have saved the Outlands like her. I watch him for a moment, so bright, full of hope, gazing up at the ceiling as though he can see through it, past the sky into empty cosmos above. It was unfortunate you were in my way, Dr. Summers. I wish the circumstances had been different. You did everything you could to save her. Still, I'm grateful I had you looking out for me, Dr. Reed. Then you understand why I don't want you working on this project. We're searching for a new energy source for the Outlands, and any pursuit of power demands sacrifice. I've seen it time and time again. Regrettably, your mother is not the only casualty. Dr. Reed? Did you lose someone too? I turn away from him, always so perceptive. just like his mother. My brother, a long time ago. He was the same age as you were when your mother passed. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. You're an adult now. It's time to start looking out for yourself. You are not to become one of those sacrifices. Of course, Dr. Reed. You don't have to worry about me. Says the one who hits himself in the face with the nunchaku. And that's why they're yours now. Well, I guess I better get back to the apartment. There's still a whole lot of cleaning to do. I'll see you on Monday for my first day. If there is nothing I can say to dissuade you from doing this internship, then yes, I'll see you then. Thanks, Dr. Reed. I'll be a really good assistant, I promise. Just like you were to Mum. An ironic statement, I think, as he departs, when we were just discussing sacrifices under the powers that could be. I will not let Newton be another. The memory cuts back to static before my vision returns to normal. I see the chaotic energy of the rift swirling above, with a scuffed-up Pathfinder hovering nearby. What is going on? The match is over. You were unconscious, and I couldn't hold off the other team. Are you alright? Defeated? Irritated, I sit up, more determined than ever to destroy the piece inside me that calls herself Lay. Fine. Millie had an off day. When she is gone, I will bring an end to those. Okay. And that's end as in, like, the end of, if I remember correctly, that's the end of Weekend Warriors. I really don't know what to think about this story, because it was... With it being a season without a new legend, right? This would have been a perfect opportunity for them to have really flushed out the story. And they didn't. Instead, they gave us a 3-episode, random, just kind of... I mean, the first one was about Gibraltar finding his ex-boyfriend's son, I think it was, right? And saving him. The second one was about Vantage and Echo at the zoo, and Echo almost leaving, and Vantage having a epiphany, heartfelt moment. And then the third one was Ash reliving her past and working with Newton, which we already knew about, right? The only thing that's interesting is that he gave her the nunchakus, and I'm wondering if that's the same ones that she's using right now. It's literally the only question I have. Other than that, I hate to say it. I genuinely hate to say this. This is the second season in a row where these comics are just getting worse and worse. And like I said, I hate to say that because I really enjoyed the comics. I think this is a really cool way to easily introduce more things in the story. However, though, it's just they do a part of a story and then leave it. A part of the story, then leave it. A part of the story, then leave it. A part of the story, then leave it. Right? There is no continuity between all this. We have the Newcastle one, where they hit on all sorts of backdoor dealings that happened. We have the stuff that happened with Loba and Vantage's one, with Jamie, right? Lifeline and Octane falling out, kind of hits on every now and then randomly. We have Seer, because they completely just skipped over everything involving Catalyst in the season when she came out. Instead, they talked about Seer instead of Catalyst. I felt like this could have been a very easy chapter, an easy comic episode for this final one, for this one on an off season with no new legend. This would have been a very easy chapter comic for them to do. They could have done 5, 6, 7, however many they needed, and finish all these other stories that have happened, and finally let us know what's going on. Because as of right now, if you ask the majority, I'm going to say, of people about this, what's the story going on with Apex Legends? No one knows. I've been reading these stories since they came out, and I can genuinely tell you that it's becoming difficult for me to know what the hell's going on. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion. In a season where they could have really done a great job and a great thing with this comic story, they dropped the ball. After last season, dropping the ball on not doing the newest legend. And instead doing Seer again. Or doing Seer. And talking more about Seer than talking about Catalyst. We could have easily have gone into Catalyst's backstory. So that's my thought, is this is 2 seasons back-to-back where they've dropped the ball with these episodes. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. And as always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye. What's that, George? You think they should just stop doing them? At this point, George, I'm not going to say that they shouldn't, but they haven't done anything cool with them since, like, 4 seasons ago. Maybe 5.